fog in the winter. It's confusing, kind of like my dream last night. Can you guys help me figure it out? Watch till the end, please. Let's roll. I had a wild ass dream last night. Try and stick with me. It is a little kooky, but I need some help trying to figure this thing out. Fuck. I can't even say that right. Trying to figure this out. So, from what I can remember, it starts with Joe Rogan had a house that was specifically built just for swimming. Don't know why, that's just in my head. And it was under a bridge on the ocean, which doesn't make sense. Like a big bridge that was supposed to go across the ocean or something. I don't know. So, Segura's there, Christina P's there, Rogan's there, I'm there, a couple other... In my dream, they were comics, but I don't recognize them at all. They were there. So then, Christina, one of the comics that I don't know, and myself, leave that house and are walking to another house, which is the same house, but it's not Rogan's house, but it's the same exact thing. On the ocean. But on the way there, we're walking through like a market, and right when we're getting up to the end of the market, there's a guy sitting in a chair that kind of looks like Garth Brooks, but like 6'6" and a little bit heavier. He stands up and he says to me, or no, first he said to Christina, he asked her to choke him.
What?
And she's like, no. So then she walks by, and then he says to me, choke me. And I'm like, what the hell? No. And then I walk by him. And then he says to this other comic, he's like, choke me. He said no. He's like, do it. And he said no. So the guy pulls out a knife and stabs him in the back, like in the shoulder, like 3 or 4 times. But he doesn't die. He acts like nothing even happened. So then he keeps walking. The guy sits back down. And we get to this house, and we're changing into swim stuff to go back to Rogan's, which I don't know, because we were already swimming anyhow. And the guy takes off his shirt, the one comedian, and he's got like a 15-inch gash right down his shoulder blade. And I mean, it's huge. And we're like, bro, you really need to do something about that. Why don't you go jump in the ocean? So he like swan dives off the house into the ocean, because we told him the salt water would sanitize it or something. I don't remember. But then he never came back up. And Christina and I just looked at each other and we're like, oh well. And then we walked back, and we're heading back through, and we had to go through the same routine. The guy stopped us. He's like, choke me. And we're like, no. You know, and we keep walking, and we get back to Rogan's and start swimming, and then I woke up. Is that a messed up dream or what? I don't know what it's about, but it could be because I was scrolling through Instagram last night, like right before I went to sleep, and on both Tom's and Christina's stories, They both had the same exact picture of Garth Brooks. So I'm thinking that could have something to do with it. But the whole choke me and stab me, maybe because Garth is like a serial killer. Where are the bodies, Garth? Who knows? If anybody here knows Tom or Christina and you could send this to them, maybe they can help me figure it out. Maybe it's because I'm going to see Tom in a couple weeks. My wife and I are. And maybe because he stabbed the guy, that means that Tom's gonna kill at the show. Maybe. Who knows? Help me figure it out. Fun fact, if you swing by the store, check it out, give me your feedback, I'd appreciate it. It's in the description. Thanks. And the final thing I'll leave you with today is I just about made a drastic mistake at one of my stores. I had to shit pretty bad. And the bathroom was open, so I went in just about to sit down. And I noticed there's no toilet paper. Like, I was 2 seconds away from starting what I was going to do. And there weren't even paper towels in the bathroom. Like, I don't know what I would have done. So I had to hold it for hours and hours and hours. Then I got home and unleashed hell. And you might think that's gross, because it is. I'm so ashamed. So if you haven't seen the video from yesterday, there was some pretty interesting info that came out. So swing by and watch that if you want to. If you want to know anything about like me growing up and my whole backstory, I have a whole separate category called backstories that it's a different kind of video. It's animated, like with a Bitmoji and all that. But that explains a lot of my childhood growing up. So you can swing by and watch those if you want. Any views I get, I appreciate. Appreciate you. Stay sinful. I'll get at you later. Peace.